A few years ago, the community I managed was quiet, no engagement. I would post updates, shared resources, ask questions, and still silence. I wanted to turn things around, but I didn't want to complicate things with big strategies or expensive tools. So I tried 5 simple, low effort tactics. Within just a few weeks, engagement tripled, members started responding, introducing themselves, and even starting their own conversations. To give you some context, this was a tech-focused learning and support community of over 30,000 members, and within 2 months, active participation jumped from under 1% to nearly 20%. In this video, I will break down those 5 simple ways to increase community engagement fast. No hacks, just small changes that actually work. When engagement drops, most community managers assume the solution is more content, more events, more announcements, and more reminder. But that is not always the answer. I used to think the same thing, that if I just added more, things would magically come alive. The truth is, engagement doesn't come from more stuff. It comes from better connection. You don't need to build a complex system. You just need small intentional moments that make people feel seen, included, and excited to show up. My name is Joy Ndukwe, and I've been building and managing online communities for over a few years. From creative networks to learning communities and professional upskilling groups. One of the communities I worked with, a mid-sized tech learning and collaboration community, had less than 10% of its members actively participating when I joined. After applying these same 5 tactics I'm about to show you, engagement grew to almost 20% in under 2 months, message actively increased by 4%, and members-led posts tripled. These strategies worked because they were simple, repeatable, and human. So, here's what we are going to do. I'll walk you through 5 engagement boosters you can set up this week. Simple things that don't require complex tools. And at the end, I will show you how to stack them together to build momentum that keeps your community alive long term. Before we dive in, here is something to keep in mind. Engagement isn't an accident. It is a signal, a sign that people feel safe enough, connected enough, and curious enough to show up. So if things are quiet right now, don't take it as a failure, don't take it personal, take it as feedback. Let's talk about how to shift that energy and spark willing participation in your community again. So here are the 5 engagement tactics. 1. Ask better question. I used to post vague prompts like, what is everyone working on? And wondered why no one responded. But here's the truth. Broad questions create pressure. People overthink what to say, and so they ended up saying what? Nothing. When I switched to specific, relatable questions like, what is that one win from this week? Or what is that one tool you can't live without? The chat started lighting up. I learned that great conversation or great engagement starts with great question. Specific, simple, and easy to answer. That one change alone increased my reply rate by nearly 3 times in a single month, and members started engaging with threads they would normally scroll past. 2. Spotlight your members. People love being recognized. Yes, recognition builds connection faster than any announcement you could ever do. I started a weekly Member of the Week post. No cash prizes, just a short shout out to highlight someone's contribution in that community that week. Members started attacking each other, celebrating small wins, and cheering people on. When I did this, engagement grew by 30% within 3 weeks, and members began creating their own appreciation threads. It turned recognition into culture. 3. Creating recurring rituals. One of the best ways to build consistency is through rituals. Simple, predictable moments your members look forward to. I added 2: Monday check-ins and Friday wins. On Mondays, members share one thing they are working on or they want to achieve. And on Fridays, they celebrate what they achieved, big or small. That rhythm helped people feel anchored. They knew when and how to show up in the community. After a month, I didn't even have to post reminders anymore. Members started it themselves. That's when I knew that engagement had become a habit. 4. Lower the effort to participate. Sometimes people want to engage, but they don't just have the time or the energy. I learned that not every post required a deep discussion, so I started mixing in low effort ways to participate: quick polls, emoji reactions, and one word prompts. So, for example, I will post, "How is your week going?" And for productive, it's a fire emoji. For surviving, it's a rainy emoji. And for recharging, it's a coffee. And people loved it. Those micro interactions led to bigger conversations later. Engagement frequency doubled, and even previous silent members started participating through quick reactions. 5. Be present and respond. I know that we are currently in the days of AI, and AI is rolling, and AI is doing a lot of engagement for communities, and that is why this point is very valid and very valuable. This one is simple and powerful. If your members take the time to respond and engage or react to your post and you don't respond, it kills the momentum. I made it a habit to show up daily, even for 10 minutes, replying to messages, reacting to comments, and checking in on new members. That simple consistency showed people that their presence mattered to me. Within weeks, I didn't have to be the only one responding. Members started welcoming new members themselves, and that is when I knew my community has truly come alive. Each of these tactics works on its own, but when you layer them together, that is when the results actually compounds. Asking better questions gets people talking. Spotlighting them make them feel valued. Rituals give them a rhythm. Easy participation keeps them consistent. And your presence sets the tone. That combination is what transformed my quiet tech community into a thriving, self-sustaining, and engaging space with over 4 times more engagement and 5 times more peer-led interaction, all without burnout or endless planning. So, here is my challenge to you. Choose just one of these tactics and test it out this week. Don't try all 5 at once. I know you want to, but please start small, learn, and build on it. And if you want more ways to keep your community active from day one, check out my video on my 3 onboarding mistakes that killed my community engagement and how I fixed them. And hopefully I can link it up right here. Also, if you are following my 90-day community management challenge, hit subscribe button so you don't miss the next breakdown. I post one video every week on what is actually happening or working in 2025. Community engagement isn't about big numbers. They do matter. It is about small, consistent actions that make your members feel connected. The more you show up, the more your members will too. Remember, engagement doesn't happen by luck or by accident. It happens by leadership, consistency, and rewards. Thank you so much for watching my video and staying to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.